Looking for a protein shake that tastes as good as it performs? Meet Rockin' Protein Max. Packed with 50 grams of fuel, it'll help you keep up when your day won't slow down. And because it's always creamy and never chalky, every sip tastes great. Even better, it's lactose-free and has 0 added sugar. It's not every day you find a protein shake you actually want to finish. Catch Rockin' Protein in the dairy cooler at a store near you. Rockin' Protein and Shamrock Farms are registered trademarks of Shamrock Foods Company.
If you want all of your data in one place, if you want a single home for all of your entities, if you want to spend more time working and less time searching, you need the Intuit ERP. I know because I'm Damon John, and I run my growing business on Intuit Enterprise Suite, the AI native ERP that's powerful, painless, and proven. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
I can't stop scratching my downtown. Yeah, but I'm not itching to go downtown and tell a receptionist I'm here to talk about my downtown. Some things you'd rather type than say out loud.
There's no question too embarrassing for Amazon Health AI. Chat your symptoms and get virtual care 24/7. Healthcare just got less painful.
Katie, we're taking a pause on the Summer of Ska, which is just for the month of July. Oh, wow. We're taking a pause from guests being on the episode because this episode is going to come out the Sunday before San Diego Comic-Con. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Will there be a Christian Cringe panel? We're recording far too early to say, but we did submit one. So fingers crossed that something happens with that. I thought, you know what? I never want to burn a 5 Iron February slot on a live album of songs we've discussed already. But for the sake of the Summer of Ska, why not send Katie what I think is one of the greatest live albums ever recorded, 5 Iron Frenzy's Proof That the Youth Are Revolting. Phenomenal name, phenomenal claymation fold out poster. I'm not sure if you looked into so you've seen like the weird little purple puppet guy holding his money up in the air?
Yes, I did.
So if you do an image search, that folds out into a full-blown like giant robot holding golf clubs in each hand standing over the little purple child. And then the big thing about this that I believe everybody in Pickle Home Companion is in this. I am not. This predates me seeing 5 Iron Frenzy live. Damn. This album was recorded at 11 shows.
Yes, I caught that.
If you were at those 11 shows and you went to the 5 Iron Frenzy merch table, you could write your name on a slip of paper and put it in this box. And it says, like, inside that giant fold-out, it says the 8 members of 5 Iron Frenzy, and then it's just a wall of text, and it says the official 5 Iron Frenzy background singers. Oh. And they put every person's name that filled out a slip of paper on that list in alphabetical order. And all the Pickle Home Companion boys are on that? I'm pretty sure, if not all of them, like more than half of them, I believe, so cool. are in there. I know 3 people whose names are in there. But yeah, it's awesome. I was like, that's so cool. Again, just like how much do you just love how much these guys love and appreciate their fans.
I mean, you can always tell from a band like how great they are by how they treat their audience, and these guys really involve them to such a degree that it's so heartwarming.
You know what? Heartwarming is exactly the word I would use as well. So we're going to do something a little bit differently though, because normally when we're doing something like an album, we would like go track by track and you would hear the tracks and we would like dissect the lyrics and we would do a whole bunch of that stuff. What I want us to do for this one is we're still going to go track by track. I'm not going to play the clips for us, and we're not going to really talk about the songs themselves per se, but maybe yeah, because we already have, but maybe like additions, changes, how do you feel about the live version versus the studio version? Discuss banter. I wrote some really meticulous notes on every like tweak and different thing that's on this album.
Okay, cool.
But we'll start here with just the 55-second introduction, which is clearly at Creation. I think it is Creation or Cornerstone. I forget what he says when he announces them.
I think he said Cornerstone, but yeah.
Cornerstone, that sounds more correct. So Cornerstone, and this is, we've talked about this, the show where they came out dressed as Stryper.
This was this show?
I believe that the introductions from that show, that's why he starts with saying "To hell with the devil," which is the Stryper song.
Dude, how high in pitch he goes, I thought it was Jeff the Girl. I was like,
dude,
holy cow.
That one, sort of. For me, it's we get the introduction, and then we go into your favorite song, One Girl Army, where it starts with them playing the final countdown by Europe. He hits this soaring high note that just like, it's like 40 seconds of this sustained note that actually just kind of like fades out of his voice as he's holding it. It's nuts.
Insane. It's insane. Like, insane to hold it that long and insane to get that high and like that loud too. Like, I know he's microphoned and all of that, but like at the same time, it's impressive how high and how far he goes.
And also, like, not for nothing, talk about guessing yourself on the first song in what is sure to be like a 45-minute to hour-long set that you're playing. You're hitting that crazy high note to start it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of tweaking in this song, but I would love to know, how do you feel about this? Is one of your favorites by them. How do you feel about it as a live song? I
have a note here. It says, it's so much better live. Like, I love this song already. It's so much better live. I was like, I feel the fun of this one so much more. No idea what they're saying at the end here. Yeah, because they had a little bit of banter, and I wasn't really sure what they were saying. This is like the one thing, because I feel like I'm getting into my elder years of just being like, what is everyone talking about? But it's one of those songs that already slaps, and everything about this, and I think I have a note further down here, but I'm just like, this is the exact medium that this band should be. Like, there's a lot of bands that, they're great in the album, they're great in the recording, and then they get live and it's like, this band needs to be live. Like, I love their recordings, but like, these guys need to be live.
And I mean, I think they literally are just having a quick chatter about, reiterating "To hell with the devil." They say that like 8 different times.
They do.
In this. And then they go into a flowery song. Nothing really different here, except for they all start making animal noises during the bridge, and Reese keeps introducing the different animals that they're doing. It's very funny.
It's very funny. It's so silly. It's so like, yeah, this makes sense. I get this.
We also get a little bit more of the "To hell with the devil," and he just keeps hitting a higher and higher falsetto every time he does it.
And every time he goes higher, funny. I'm like, oh, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, how dare you?
Doing that?
The only note I have for Handbook for the Sellout, there also was really no note for "Oh Canada." They just go right into it. There's not even really a lot of banter before it.
I mean, this is a heavy metal song.
Yeah, they say this is a heavy metal song. We go into Handbook for the Sellout. So I have a fun little thing for you here. If you listen to this, they hit the da 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 da, and you can actually hear Micah, who I don't even think is mic'd up, go, yeah!
Yes.
Like, after the very beginning of it. When they do their farewell album, which is just all from the last show that supposedly was going to be the last show they ever played, when they do this song, every single person yells yeah after each like da 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 da, and then like you hear Micah say it, and it's like da 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 da, and then someone else yells yeah. Like, it's like almost like they realized how cool that was, and then they're making fun of it.
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely feels that way, and it's one of those like, It's a total improv thing of piling on and just continuing the joke and keeping it going.
Well,
and it's so funny thinking
I'm sure you love how much they yes-end each other throughout all of the banter in this.
1,000%. 1,000. I mean, like, so many of their riffs are like pure improv, and like pure improv to the point where it's just like, oh, that's so cute. Like when they were right before they did It's Not Unusual, the like, I had trouble with the girls. That whole stupid bit. And it's so funny because we've had several of the members on the show, but Micah is the one that like kind of surprised me in this recording because he's such a soft-spoken, very sweet, very thoughtful person. And hearing how goofy he is live, granted, this is a couple of decades ago, but I was like, he's so much goofier on stage than I expected him to be because he's like such a very thoughtful, reserved person. Jeff the Girl was exactly how I imagined her, and I was like so happy.
Well, let's talk about, I would say the second star of this album behind Reese is their former member. He's the only one that did not come back for the reunion, Keith.
Yeah.
Keith really kind of starts this banter where he's talking about how he wants to do a cover. He wants to cover a song by Vengeance Rising called Receive Him. And then, I mean, classic comedy bit, right? You build up all this anticipation, and then it's a 6-second song that's just brum brum receive it bump.
But
the line,
not just like pumped it up for this whole thing, but like also dedicated it to his mom, who was in the
dedicated to his mom. And I told Andy that we were going to record an episode on this particular live album, and the first thing he said in response was, "Thanks, that goes out to my mom. She's proud of me for the way I dress."
Yeah. Nice.
And we just had a back and forth of just sending each other our favorite quotes from dialogue in this album. So yeah, that's classic. That's one that we used to say a lot back in the day. Then there's, I don't want to say there's a lull, but there's definitely like a song or two where there's not a whole lot. But Reese has this great introduction that is clearly on the fly. And he says, this next song's called It's So Hot, I'm Gonna Have a Heat Stroke. And then they play one of their songs.
Yeah,
right?
I was curious about that. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the song they said.
Well, because of how popular that stupid riff was, when they broke up, they put out an album called The Cheeses of Nazareth, which is just like 60 silly, like 1 minute long songs.
Oh my God.
It's So Hot, I'm Gonna Have a Heat Stroke is one of the silly songs that they decided to record in response to how much fans quote it back. That particular riff of this song is called It's So Hot, I'm Gonna Have a Heat Stroke. Then we get into Dandelions. Beautiful song.
Great song.
I think
way better live.
The transition that they pull off from Dandelions into Sucker Punch, flawless.
Literally my note. I was like, that transition though. Like that was a good transition. And I it's so funny because, you sent it to me on a platform that, I was listening to it, like not necessarily like straight through because I had to like play every single song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I could like it almost like slowed it down for me more, the transition. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is really good. I bet listening to the album, like actually going, it's really nice transition. But like,
oh yeah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, really well done.
You already referenced it. Dennis starts asking for dating advice.
Yes.
In which Reese just quotes Tom Jones' Not Unusual. They play a very faithful performance. I think that this is superior to the recorded version of It's Not Unusual for them. Specifically because at the end, just the crazy yelling.
Again with the voice. Like, I mean, I am one of those that like never could sing well, but I respect the hell out of people who can sing really well, because I know how hard I tried to sing well. It's just like how they do this. I'm just like, I'm in awe. I'm in awe of it. And like, yeah, this is definitely the best version, the live version. And this is so fun. It's all so much fun.
And then After that performance, Reese says, I hope you guys still like us. Anyway, this song's called Anthem, and I hope you hate it. And I would also say Anthem better in the live performance than the album. And they add that little "Who holds your liberty, who holds your freedom, who holds your liberty" part in the little instrumental breakdown that I always, because I've listened to this live album so much, when I listen to the actual album, I forget that it's not there. That's like a thing that they added in like live performances. But I'm like, okay, that kind of like puts the, they're putting their final statement on what the song is about, which is still very much a like, as much as they're a Christian band, they are also very anti-flag worship.
Yeah. And I loved it.
I can get behind it.
Yeah. And that's one of those that like, I was like, oh, I do wish I was like at a concert like this back in the 90s, because I would have been like, yeah, fuck the war, but go Christianity.
Yeah. We've played this clip already on this show, but it is still real tough listening to them talk about the Columbine shooting in this live album and setting up A New Hope. But the thing that I have noticed, go for it.
It's incredible to me that like they do this in the middle of the set. Like, I mean, they go from like such a silly banter thing.
Well, no, they follow it with silly banter.
Yes.
I was going to say, they do. It's almost like every time that there's a heavy new song in the set, it's immediately followed by like extended banter.
Right. The dinosaurs.
Because this is where
stuff,
they do the Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, and then there's this long discussion of when is the beginning of time? Does time have a beginning nor an end? Who knows? Like they get like really like philosophical in their conversation while playing this stupid song about dinosaurs.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
By the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Hey, I like your new RAV4.
Thanks, yours too.
What does RAV stand for anyway?
To me, it's the Remarkably Advanced Vehicle.
Really? To me, it's the Runway Approved Vehicle for its amazing style.
What about Remarkably Adaptable Vehicle because of its versatile cargo space?
Or Really Admired Vehicle?
Oh, or Really Awesome Vehicle.
It really is the recreational activity vehicle. The stylish 2026 Toyota RAV4 Limited. What's your RAV4?
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
And then they go into Arnold Willis and Mr. Drummond, and I swear, and maybe the fault is on our buddy Andy, they're playing this song like 3 times as fast as it shows up on the album. This is like a punk rock song when they're playing it in this live setting.
Great. It slaps. And it was I was like, this is such a fun song. I was like, it was so much faster and so much cooler that I was like, I don't remember this song.
Yeah. Similarly, that's not just you. I owned the 3 Five Iron Frenzy albums before this album came out. And this was like a song I barely even thought about. And then the live album came out. I'm like, why would they do that live? And then listening to the album, I'm like, oh, this song's amazing.
This song deserves to be live every single time.
Yes. So after they do the new song Ugly Day, which I do love that it... Yeah, there's all types of craziness there. But then our girl Leonore gets up on the mic to perform When I Go Out. And I love that there's just this multiple ending version of it where like she sings it and then the band like hits and there's a little bit of hit again. Then at some point I think Micah, but someone starts playing Sweet Child of Mine on the guitar briefly in the background. Yeah. It's so goofy. Yeah. It's such a goofy way to close out this song. Before we go into Where the 0 Meets the 15, which is weirdly labeled as superpowers on everything. Like, it's not just what I sent you. They must have gotten the titles wrong on the back cover, and weird. Now, like, even if you go on Spotify, those 2 songs are mislabeled. It's very strange.
Well, they do play a little bit of superpowers.
Well, they play superpowers after it. Yeah. But it's like, it's they got mislabeled. It's weird.
Okay.
But they do Where the 0 Meets the 15. It's faithful. We get what is the thing that has lived rent-free in my brain since I bought this album. The what are you eating under there underwear joke, which is a classic. But the button on it is Reese saying, now we have to cut that if we want to sell this in the Christian bookstores, is so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's like with an air of frustration. Yep. Like, as much as he's joking around, he also knows that he's not joking around.
Yeah, no, there's a definite realness in his tone when he's like, you know. But one of my favorite parts is that when he's like, I just made you say underwear, it sounds like he's about to say, you're such an idiot. But he catches himself and he's like, oh, we shouldn't say that. Because I was like, I feel like I like heard the mental note of like, don't say he's an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
Because we can't get
Which
that
would
on
not
the
happen now. Now he would call him a fucking idiot now live at the show. But they go into superpowers with this awesome, they're covering Close to You by The Cure in their little intro. The dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
I
dun,
wondered about that. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. It's really fun. But the other thing, I would say the other thing that has lived rent-free in my brain since this album came out, they play Superpowers, and then Reese gives this amazing speech leading into Blue Comb 78, where he's like, you know, maybe you're single at this show. It's a little lonely. We're playing this slow song. Look at that girl that you've been eyeing up and just ask her to dance like there's no tomorrow, whatever. He gives that whole speech. And then at the end, as he's building with intensity, he's like, and hold her like there's no tomorrow. Then he just randomly screams, this is all fake.
Yep.
And like that, those 4 words have sat rent free in my brain.
No, I literally, I quoted this and I was like, LOL, but also I can't stop thinking about this.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's such... It's what I think people love about Five Iron is that they're like the anti-rock star.
Yeah.
Like literally in the moment calling out like this whole thing is a facade. Yeah. Like we're just a bunch of 20-somethings that do not really deserve to be on a stage of this size with this much power. Take everything we say with a grain of salt. I do think that we get into Every New Day. Mm-hmm. Reese gives a very simple introduction to the song. Like, hey, this is a prayer. This is a reminder that even if you feel like you're a pile of nothing, you are something. And JB, when he was on the show, talked about this with us. The live version of this, when that bridge builds, whether you are full-blown every Sunday in church Christian or have lost your faith long ago, I think everyone gets chills during that bridge when he starts building up and he yells the "Dear God, increase" at the end. Like I feel goosebumps on my arms every time.
Yeah, no,
because it feels so real. It feels so authentic in what's going on. I mean, this is of all of the songs we've talked about. To me, this is one where the live version absolutely blows the album version out of the water.
Yeah,
on every single level.
100%. Like this was my kick in the pants of just being like, when they're out here, go see them. You know, like when
you
they're
need
nearby,
to see them.
go see them.
What I think is funny, and I think Andy was the one who mentioned this to me one time, but after the song is over, Reese starts singing "I Love You, Lord." And it's this nice little button, but it's very much not like them.
Yeah.
That's not like a thing that was
Yeah.
And I think Andy was the one that was like, I almost wish that we picked any other performance than the one where Reese sang that, because after this album, it almost became this expectation that at the song we would sing something to like send the crowd off. Now, the last time I saw them live, that something was Bohemian Rhapsody. So I love that they've been like, all right, we're going to take that.
Times.
Yeah, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Now, I gave you fair warning when I sent this. Hey, this is my favorite hidden track in the history of music, which is, again, 8 minutes of them fucking up live.
Yeah. I was like, really? The fuck up stuff? That was the thing that you were really okay. Okay.
Oh my god, I love it so much. I think it's so funny. There's so many.
I love. There's like they call out Micah. They're like, this is forever on tape.
Yeah. There's so many clips that I wrote down a bunch of my favorite quotes that happen in this section of Screw Ups. But also, it just starts with a strange voicemail from Reese and Jeff.
Right.
Just like.
Yeah.
All I can think of is that they came up with the idea of putting the outtakes on there, but they were on the road and their producer was like, we need to introduce this out of context. This is very strange. And they're like, all right, we'll call you from a payphone and just like let it get recorded on your voicemail and we'll pull it from there or whatever. But I do love that, you know, he gives this whole thing like, you'll listen to this and you'll hear that we're not rock stars. And, you know, he keeps having this crazy cackle. And then Jeff comes in with a little bit more levity to just give context to like, yeah, you know, we're not perfect. These are a bunch of our crazy outtakes during the 11 shows we played. But then at the very end, it goes back to the voicemail and Reese just goes, and one more thing. That's like the comedic brilliance of this band to me. It's like shit like that is gold. We're not going to go through every single one of these mess ups, but I wanted to share some of my favorite ones.
Please.
Which is the very first one where Reese yells, "To hell with the devil," and then nothing happens. Yep. And then he yells, "That's your cue, drummer." And then the guitars, bass, and drums start playing Handbook for the Sellout, but the entire horn section starts playing the final countdown. And then there's just this there's this awkwardness, and Reese just starts laughing. It's like, what's going on? What just happened? It's so authentic. There's the clip from Sucker Punch where he sings the entire verse, and then he goes, "That was the second verse, actually."
Yep. Yep. I mean, like, nothing has felt more real than like this section, because I'm just like, yeah, this is what happens.
I mean, here's a little spoiler alert. If you see Five Iron Frenzy in 2026 or 2027, this is not a bit. Reese talks about it on his old podcast all the time. He just cannot remember their lyrics. So now when they perform live, he has a tiny iPad on the front of the stage and a PowerPoint presentation of all the lyrics of the songs and a clicker that he uses to keep him on track with what he's supposed to be singing, because it's just, listen, everybody has their things. This is why I've never been able to perform live, is I cannot remember chords.
Oh, no.
So, like, I can't play guitar live without having sheet music and a stand with me, which is not a cool thing to do if you're in, say, I don't know, a pop punk band.
Right.
So I've never played more than like coffee houses where it's way more acceptable to go up there with a music stand and
like
sheets.
have your sheet music and stuff right there.
Exactly. It's the other one I love is I'm almost positive this one's at Cornerstone. They keep getting interrupted with these announcements of like, "Hey, kid, your mom's looking for you. Find her at this tent." And then one of them grabs the mic and goes, "I'm sensing a theme here. If any of you have left your mom and she's worried about you, just go talk to her."
So many mom jokes.
I know you were loving that we got a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference in the middle of here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, of silly song type of things. Like if you're not referencing like at least a good comedy every now and then, what are we doing?
100%. And then the last quote that I wrote down was after Leonore gives this whole speech about how they're not on the punk rock stage anymore, they're on the main stage, so that makes them sellouts. Reese says, speaking of sellouts, this song is called Dandelions. That is an A+ perfect joke. Yeah. Like absolute home run. And then the very last clip where Reese just yells Metallica ending and starts doing an impression of James Hetfield going, yeah!
Again, it's just so silly. And it's just like, of the people that we've talked to, I'm still so blown away by like how goofy Micah is, in performance.
Yeah. But it also is like, how do I word this? It makes you... this band has a stage presence that can only be achieved when you literally are like
there
hanging out with some of your best friends, right? Like this is stuff where you and I think everybody that I podcast with makes me funnier.
Yeah.
Because I'm comfortable enough with you to take like the wildest of wild swings and know that like it's not going to backfire. Like if it doesn't go well, it's not going to like turn into a thing because there's that trust that's there that like is why I've never been able to like sign up for improv classes, is that I don't have that faith of like doing that in front of an audience or doing that with strangers that I feel comfortable with around people that I trust and love.
If you're going down to San Diego Comic-Con, listener, and you want to see the best show ever, come to the Geekscape booth. And we'll make Matt do some improv.
Yes and with me? Yeah. Just do a couple yes and exercises.
I
mean, I'm not like, I've read the books. Like I had, what was it? I can't remember what it's called now.
There are many.
I bought the Upright Citizens Brigade one.
Okay, the handbook,
Yeah, the handbook. Just because I was like, look, for starters, I don't have the time to drive the 30 minutes out to Philly to do a weekly 2-hour improv class with the like 40,000 things I do for Geekscape.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I get that.
I was like, you know what? For the sake of podcasting, I should at least like read the rule books of like improv and yes anding and honestly, I am not, you and I have talked about this. I am not Mr. Everybody should have kids. I will say children have been wonders for forcing me to yes situations.
Yeah.
Because it is so fun for them to try to throw you a curveball and you just go along with it and they have no clue what to do with that.
I will always say that like working with kids was like the first time I really was doing improv, like because you have to be so sincere, so committed to whatever they throw at you. It makes it so much more fun. You finally get into that like creative, like weird world, this is reality situation, and then going with it's so much more fun because they're also so committed and so into it, just baseline. I mean, it's play. It's all play.
It's all play. There's a wrestling term that Dylan and I throw around all the time when we're doing the news, which is called getting a pop, right? You getting the crowd to react to something. I love if I can pop the kids. You know what I mean? Like if I can just take them.
It does not sound great, man. I'm not going to lie.
It doesn't sound great. I know. Listen, I'm aware of how it sounds. I'm still using the term appropriately, so I don't care. But like I love when I say something that catches them so off guard that they can't help. Yeah. right in the kisser, boom pow to the moon, Alice. But like where they literally are just caught off guard by the comment and they can't be there. So I have a very random story,
please,
and then we'll end. But the middle child, Jacob, who's the sensitive one of the three, I've been testing the boundaries of his sensitivity, and he's starting to get that I am never serious.
Good.
But he was on his iPad and he did like one of those, those random like stupid things that you'll find on the internet where it's like, we're going to tell you how many people like you.
Oh boy.
And it was like only 20% of people like you. And he was like, he wasn't like set. He got that it was like fictional, but he's like, Mom, according to this, only 20% of people like me. And Barb was like, there isn't anybody that doesn't like you. You're a beautiful, perfect child. And I said, don't you speak for me. and he looked at me and goes, you always have to say something, don't you?
Nice. Like... Solid backhand delivery. Good job, kid.
I was like, all right.
You always have to say something, don't you? Can we just have your face and that on a t-shirt?
But all right, that was proof that the youth are revolting from 5 Iron Frenzy, and we have one more ska album next week to close out the summer of ska. Before we don't have a theme for August except for no guest August. You and I just recording solo episodes to catch up on all the stuff that we had to record with guests over the last 2 months.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.